What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new Football Manager 2016 video. It's going to be another player experiments video for you guys today, and it's one of the hot topics of this transfer window so far. It's about a Wonderkid. He's 20 years of age, I believe. It says 19 on my screen, but this is a year behind. I believe he's 20. It's Leroy Sane from Schalke to Manchester City. Now, the fee is rumoured to be around £40 million, £42 million, and then I've seen €40 million, so it's around that 40 million. No one kind of knows exactly. I'm going to go with £40 million because that's the one that's being reported more. I've just looked on transfer markets. If you don't know what that is, I'll put a link down below in the description. It's got loads of stats and all transfer stuff on players across the world. It's a great website to actually use. He's, valued on there at £25.5 million. Which you can't really complain at with the inflated prices of players this season, just to get an extra 15 million on top. You can't really complain with that. When a team like us, Liverpool, paying like £34 million for Sadio Mane, I'm happy with the deal. Fine by me. £25 million for Wijnaldum. I don't really care about the price tag, but people are saying prices are inflated. £100 million for Pogba. It does kind of prove a point. So £40 million for this kid. Is it going to be worthwhile? We're going to let Football Manager decide today. Obviously, it's not the be-all and end-all, but basically I've moved, as you can see on screen right now, I've moved Leroy Sane to Manchester City from Schalke, and we're going to give him 3 seasons, as we always do, as it says, as I've just said, 9. However, as I've just said, it's Football Manager. I'm not going to get into this. I get into it every video. It's a year behind because it's Football Manager 2016. Says he's 19, he's 20, but if you just go into the Premier League very quickly, Man City, Premier League, Leicester have won the league, so it is, and, Hull, so on, Hull, Burnley, and who else has come up? Middlesbrough, they're all in the league, so it is exactly this coming season. Going to give him 3 seasons from now to see how he performs, and we'll analyse it season by season. So let's jump 1 year into the future and see how this kid does. Okay, so we are 1 year into the future, and you're probably wondering, why are you on the transfers page? That's because, as you can see on the right hand side, Leroy Sane actually got loaned out this season by Man City to Everton. Thankfully, it was a team that, we can actually take a look at and see how he done. Let's go and check out how he done for Everton. So, go to history, and there is his stats. So, he didn't actually make a single appearance for City at all. He went straight out to Everton. And as you can see, 30 league appearances, 26 starts, 4 of which, 4 extra from the substitute bench. Scoring 7 goals and getting 3 assists with an average match rating of 6.79. He also made 5 appearances in the cup, 3 from the bench, 1 goal, 2 assists, and once more a 6.79 average match rating. I'm just going to go to Everton because there's no point looking at how City done. He wasn't playing for them this season. So we go to Everton. He was a starter by the looks of things. If he made 9 cup appearances, that kind of tells me Everton got quite far. Yeah, they got far in the Capital One Cup. They didn't get very far in the FA Cup though, but they did reach the final in the Capital One Cup. See how Sané performed in the final. That only a 6.3 average match rating. And did he? Yeah, he actually started on the bench, but he came on in the 42nd minute, obviously through some kind of injury, I'm guessing. Yeah, so player got injured, Sané came on, so he didn't actually start, which is quite interesting. If he was a big time player for them, you would imagine they would have started. Let's take a look how Everton done on the whole. So, as I just said, runner-up to Chelsea in the Capital One Cup. Knocked out in the 5th round of the FA Cup by Cardiff. Very disappointing. Man United went on to win that competition, as did Man United win the league. Everton positioned in 8th. Losing quite a lot of games there. That's one thing you've got to point out. Drawing 9, winning 15, but 14 defeats. It's quite disappointing. Let's just go back to Leroy Sane, see if he picked up any injuries at all. He had concussion. Was that this year? Yeah, he had concussion. 7 matches out. That was just at the end of the season. Let's take a look at how much he's valued at. So he's valued at £21.5 million in this game. So there's not really much to report on because obviously he was at a different club this season. So we're going to jump 1 more year into the future and see how he does in his 2nd season, hopefully at Manchester City. Okay, so we are 1 more year into the future, and as you can see, he is here somewhere. I've just had him clicked. Leroy Sane did actually stay at Manchester City. Didn't make many appearances, so City are obviously still seeing him as a really, hot prospect type of thing. I think that's what it's termed in this game. You know, he's not really getting played. He's probably just getting slowly eased into it. But we'll take a look at his stats for this season. So as I said, only 6 appearances in the league, 5 starts and 1 substitute appearance. 21, this is actually interesting, 21 appearances and 4 from the bench in non-competitive games, which says to me he played a lot for Manchester City under 21s. He made 8 cup appearances and he came off the bench once in Europe. As for goals and that, 2 competitive goals, so 1 in the league, 1 in the cup. Again, same with assists, 1 in the league, 1 in the cup. And this guy is very consistent, isn't he? 6.78 average match rate in the league and a 6.79 in the cup, which is exactly what he had at Everton last season. Very, very strange. 7.21 in under 21 action. Let's see if he picked up any injuries. He has a thigh strain, which left him out for 10 days. These injuries aren't very, significant. Let's see if his value, his values actually came down. Was it 21.5 million last year? And it's now 20.5. I may be wrong on that. I think it was 21.5. So his price has come down a bit. I'm going to see if I can look at Man City's second team, the under-21s, and see if he did actually play. I don't know if I'll be able to. Yeah, I can't actually look at these games. But when it says that he's played that many, competitive, let's just flick through, see if I can. Yeah, so there we go. I found a game where he scored in, so he's obviously getting played for Man City under-21s. Hopefully that improves next season. How did the under-21s actually do? Because they're in some kind of group, aren't they? So the under-21s, I know this is very irrelevant. They came 3rd in their group, 3 points behind United, 1 behind Liverpool. That means nothing to me. More importantly, how did City do? Because he did, fair play to the kid. He made a few appearances. It wasn't many, but he did make a few. So we'll look at how City actually done. So Champions League, they were knocked out by the eventual winners Real Madrid in the quarter-finals. They were knocked out in the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the Capital One Cup by Stoke and Man United retrospectively. Both cups were actually won by Newcastle, interestingly. And they came runner-up in the Community Shield against Manchester United. How did that result go? It was 1-0 in the game. I can't even see how it went on. As for the league, came 4th, well clear of West Brom. Of all teams, West Brom came 5th and Watford came 6th. This game's crazy at sometimes, and they were 7 points behind Chelsea, 8 points behind Arsenal, and the eventual winners Man United 15 points behind. They found some decent form towards the end of the season by the looks of things. Maybe they, struggled earlier on in the campaign. But once more, not the best of seasons. I'm just trying to find him. Where is he? He's in players. Not the best of seasons for Leroy Sane. 2 seasons in at Man City and he's still not getting a look in. Let's jump 1 more year into the future to his 3rd and final season. Hopefully he breaks through into the City team. They may end up selling him, they may end up loaning him, but we'll see. Let's jump 1 more year and find out. Okay, so we have jumped 1 more year into the future and it's not good, guys. Sane did not play once again for Man City, so maybe he's not cut out for City. Maybe they see him as an even further down the line player. I'm not too sure. But let's just jump into his stats for this season, see how he got on. So once again, non-competitive games, 19. So he played for the under-21s yet again. He played even less this season for City, which is quite disappointing. 1 start and 2 appearances from the bench in the league. He actually got a goal. And he has a 7.05 average match rating, so a bit better than what he usually does. In the cup, he was a bit of a cup player by the looks of things. 4 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 6.75 average match rating. And that's literally all there is to report on there. Let's take a look at his injuries. Once again, he seems to do this, doesn't he? He just gets 1 injury a season, but this time it was a bit more serious. 5 weeks out with a broken arm that he got in a match. So he probably missed the majority of the Christmas periods. That could actually be when he, kind of finds his way into the team. That Christmas period's very congested for English teams. So that's when the youth players tend to find their way into the team. They get an opportunity off the manager here and there, slide into the team, do well, and they tend to stay in it. But obviously Sane didn't get that chance. Let's look at his value. Dropped massively. 14.75. Is that right? Yeah, £14.75 million. So huge decrease in his value. It's probably best for him, in my opinion, if he moves on. Obviously, this is not going to be an accurate representation because in real life, City are going to be paying £40 million for this kid. They're not going to play him in the under-21s, believe you me. And obviously, he's going to be better in next year's Football Manager because he was still known, but he was a bit unknown at the same time last year when this game was obviously released. So that, kind of explains a lot of it. Let's take a look at how Man City actually done themselves. So second in the Premier League, I'm just looking along there, second in the Premier League behind Manchester United, again 6 points behind them, so obviously a much improved league performance this season. They were only 1 point ahead of Tottenham, 7 ahead of Chelsea. Why am I getting all the teams mixed up? 7 ahead of Arsenal. Chelsea were down in 6th, but Watford and West Brom, they didn't repeat it this season. They weren't 5th and 6th. Liverpool, the regular teams. Newcastle doing alright. But the main thing, Man City came 2nd. Probably would have been disappointed by that. Probably would have wanted to win the league. Looked like they were quite solid at home. One thing I do actually want to point out, look at that team. Maybe that's why he's not getting in. So you ignore the defence because he's not going to be played as a defender. Coutinho, Gundogan, William Carvalho, he's the Portuguese lad, I believe. Let's just click on him. Yeah, Portuguese lads. He had quite a decent Euros. Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, Sergio Aguero, and then some players that I've not mentioned: Yaya Toure, David Silva. Keep looking: Douglas Costa, Antoine Griezmann. Anyone else I can really mention? He's not going to get in that team, in my opinion, if he's not getting played already. If it was me, I'll play him. I'll play him every single week because he's a £40 million asset. But obviously, whoever's in charge of City right now, which we can take a quick look at, Jurgen Klopp, he doesn't fancy him, so, let him do that. One last thing, let's go back to Man City's competitions because we didn't see how they done the rest of the competitions. So they were knocked out of the group stages of the Champions League. Disappointingly, they finished 3rd. Because obviously they went into the Europa League. Both European competitions were won by Italian clubs. Juventus were in the Champions League and Inter Milan winning the Europa League. City themselves were knocked out in the semi-final by Valencia. As for the FA Cup, they did go on to win that competition. We'll see. Southampton in the final. Did Sane get any type of look in? He wasn't even on the bench. That says a lot, doesn't it? But a 2-0 victory over Southampton. And as for the Capital One Cup 4th round defeat by Watford, obviously they don't, regard that competition very highly, as you can tell. Probably just fielded a weakened team. But that is all for this video. We have reviewed how Leroy Sane went on at Manchester City. If you want me to review how other players may potentially do at their potential clubs, it's all about potential transfers, these type of series, well, these type of videos anyway. Let me know, give me some suggestions in the comments below. I've got plenty of players already lined up. I've already, literally simulated everything. I just need to record the videos. But thank you all for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and thank you all for watching. Until next time, goodbye.